Hello everyone, welcome to Technical Gupta YouTube channel. Hope everyone is good and fine. The topic of today's discussion is the exception handling. Okay, so as you know, like in any software or any programming language, we use a exception handling. Okay, so exceptions are those errors. Okay, these are the runtime errors which we know. Okay, so these make can be possible in our program. So for that we write a case scenario to handle these kind of exceptions. Okay, so mainly the exception having a three block: try, catch and finally. In the try block we write our code. Okay, so which may or may not have a exception. So if there is some exception occur in the try block, it automatically goes to the catch block. In the catch block we handle the exception. Okay, so after the handling the exception we go to the finally block. So in the finally block, okay, so this block will be executive irrespective of whether we have an exception in try block or not. So this block is always executed. Okay, so today I use the case. Okay, so in this I make a one calculator class in which I have used a divide method. Okay, so I have a one requirement. So now I will tell you the concept of a custom exception. Okay, so you already might know about the some built-in exception which is a divide by zero exception, argument. Like you can see these are some exception: argument exception, argument null exception, argument out of range exception. So there's plenty of a exception. Okay, so built-in exception, so that we already using in our program, but today we will use the custom exception. Okay, so custom exception, we will write the code for the custom exception and that code we will invoke in our program. Okay, so let's go into the requirement, how we are what are the cases when we use a custom exception. Okay, so we have given a requirement, so we are making a one divide method. In the divide method, okay, we have to give the error if denominator is a 0. Okay, so and also we have second requirement: give error when numerator is more than 1000. Okay, so what I did, I checked. Okay, so denominator is 0, so in that case I use a built-in exception. So if you go to in this, okay, so go to definitions, you will see this is a it is coming from the base class arithmetic exception. Then we are going inside that arithmetic exception is deriving from the system exception. Then again I'm going into the root, and in the root there is an exception. Okay, so if I'm going again into exception, so there is nothing inside that. Okay, so it's it's implementing the interface, but this is a base class. Okay, so along with the base class it's using a implementation interfaces to expose its method, but this is normally is a base class, the exception, and every exception is derived from the exception class. So that's why if I want to make a one custom exception, so I have to derive it from the exception class. Okay, so what I did, I write a one class custom exception and I derive it from the exception base class. Okay, so in that case you will see. Okay, so what I need to do, I can in the constructor. Okay, so there are some methods, overload method in the base class. Okay, so which we can see over here. So there are 4 overload method to pass the exception from the custom exception to the base class exception. So this is a empty constructor, another is with the message, then we have a message along with the exception, then we have a runtime serialization serial info. Just wait, I think I'm lost over here. Okay, so last one is a serialization info. So total we have a 4 type of a overload method which we can use based upon our requirement. So this is the concept of a custom exception. Now we will see. Okay, so this is the case I'm mentioning over here. We have a requirement. So in this first case I will use a built-in exception. In the second case, I will use my custom exception to raise an error. So this is the concept of a custom exception. Now I will check. So there I call the three methods, and we will see that. See, in first method it's easily divided by, in second method denominator is a 0, so it's mentioning the error attempted to divide by 0. In the third, numerator is more than 1000, so it's saying my new custom exception. So this is the cases of a exception, custom exception, and hope you have so hope you understood well, and if you still have any question, so you can ask me in a comment section. So thank you for listening me, and kindly subscribe my channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you.